Squares make a circle.
All these squares make a circle.
I'm so fucking high.
That's making it end.
Or
No,
everyone's.
The cat that's in the tower in Dragon Ball.
I can't remember his name,
No.
but I know who you're talking
I
about.
can't remember either. Is everyone phone silenced?
Mhm.
Yes.
Who's Frieza?
Frieza, I don't think you've met yet.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that underwater god is not Frieza?
No. I don't think gods count in that Dragon Ball scale.
Yeah, super.
You have yet to meet Frieza.
So who's Del Sonora? Bulma?
Used to be Bulma.
Used to be Bulma.
I just
Yeah,
kind
guess
of died.
Bulma's the closest.
She has it all together. She just, she's got some brain fog now.
Yeah.
Bulma with amnesia.
Like Bulma with like a cold and a lot of cough medicine.
Thor to know.
Benadryl Bulma.
Benadryl Bulma.
Thor to know.
Oh, it took me a second. I got it. We're gonna make the trunks.
Thor to know. Thoradin. Yes.
Goblin House Studios.
Welcome to our actual play tabletop podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 38 of our actual play tabletop podcast. I'm Matt, and I play Shrimp Stomp.
I'm Jojo and I play Ninx.
I'm Spook Jim, and I play Galliot Delaric.
Hey everyone, I'm Cody, and I play Thoradin Stronghollow.
And I am Adam. I am our game master. Now, Bianca is not with us this week. She's out of town. But we're going to proceed. In the last episode, the party had a strange experience. They had gone down to the beach to commune with the mysterious sea god that Galliot had unintentionally discovered. And from the water rose a figment that appeared like Umaira, but absolutely was not, and revealed itself to be Vendel, the shore god, a god who had been defeated and cast into the sea centuries ago. Vendel offered its forgiveness because it seems that he is the source of the kidnappers and the collar that ended up branding all of our party members. He also offered to cleanse them of the curse that they experience now, where anything they try to drink becomes this briny blood substance. But the party rebuffed this mysterious and god of trickery and said, no, we won't have it. And Thoradin cast the strange cursed axe he came across into the sea and promised to defeat Vendel one day. And as such, the party returned to town exhausted, ready to rest and decide what to do next. So it's nightfall by now. Are you going to try to find an inn, or what are you going to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Ronwin isn't a very large town, and it only has a few inns, and they are definitely very busy in the evenings. So you can just follow the sound and come upon an inn that you see light coming out of all the windows and doors, and a din of noise coming out of it. All the fishermen having their last few drinks of the day before turning in. And the one you come across has a wooden sign above it that says Kataganas. You go inside. There's a bar. There's a big cooking fire pit. People gathered around it, seated on the floor, drinking sake. There's a lot of rough-looking characters in here, and a lot of them are gambling. There seems to be a lot of gambling going on, drunkenness. And behind the bar is a woman of whatever culture that's wearing these colorful kimonos and painted face. And she's talking with a few people at the bar.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk up to the bar. Excuse me.
She turns to you and bows a little. Welcome to Kataganas.
Thank you. I was just wondering if you had some rooms for the night.
We do. We do have rooms available. She looks out. Is this your party?
Yeah, indeed.
I have 2 large rooms in the back. It would be 5 silver for the night.
Very well. We will take.
She takes your coins. Would you like anything to drink?
Boy, would I! Boy, would I! Yeah, this. We're thirsty.
Would you like sake or something else?
Beer.
We have beer.
Do you have anything that does not contain water?
She furrows her brow a little bit and tilts her head to the side. Well, what do you mean exactly?
We have to be careful with what we consume.
She kind of raises her eyebrows. Well, young sir, that is on you. We have beer, we have sake, we have water, we have wine.
I will take some wine.
She bows. Looks at the half-orc, Galliot. And you, sir.
No, I think I'm good. I'm good. Galliot just wants to go to bed.
She kind of scrunches her face up and looks strangely at the goblin in the room.
Hello.
And you, goblin?
I would really like to be able to drink some water.
Very well. Would you like food as well?
Yes.
She points to the fire pit in the middle of the room. A lot of people are gathered around. And there's like a boar roasting over it and several fish of some kind. I will return briefly with your drinks.
Shrimp Stomp's gonna go over and get some boar.
Yeah. There's someone like cutting and serving.
Thoradin's gonna grab some of that boar as well.
They're giving it. They kind of hesitate when Shrimp Stomp comes up. But
Dirty
they
plate.
really slowly do it to keep their distance. Like, why is this thing in our hand?
Shrimp Stomp's gonna immediately grab the boar and literally just suck all the juice off the meat and use that to quench his thirst.
It tastes kind of rare now.
If he swallows quickly, he won't notice.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do have a question.
Yes.
The gaming type question. Is it possible to gamble away a curse?
I guess you think you could try, but
Is it possible to gamble away a contract with a god?
yeah, that's kind of the thing. Wherever this thing came from, you doubt you could shrug it so easily.
Okay.
Because it seems to be a very personal curse, like a grudge, given what its source. Nynx and Galliot, do you get any food?
Yeah, Galliot grabs some food.
I just grabbed the mushrooms out of my pack.
That's all you need. Moon's Shadow begs Leilathia for something to drink, because he's going a little nuts. And we'll say Leilathia gets something to drink as well. Her thought is that I'm running low on sky thistle, and if we're gonna die soon, I want to be able to smoke this perfect whatever before she dies. So she excuses herself to look for, a source of that in town, and also that handsome ranger that you met earlier, Eversare Greycloak, who seems to be in another inn. You assume he might be with the Lady of the Night. You don't know.
All right, so Thoradin, I'm going to go ahead and just start eating this boar, just trying to get whatever I can out of it, especially when it comes to liquids.
Sure, of course. A woman comes out of the back with a tray and all of your drinks, and she hands them out. A couple of the glasses have white paint on it from her face paint. You don't know why these people do this, because she's in the back working hard and sweating. It has all this makeup running down her face. She gives you all your drink and bows, says thank you, and goes back inside.
I can't say I've ever encountered people quite like this. And then I'm going to
drink it as quickly as possible.
Knock it back, drink it as quickly as I can.
So it tastes like salty blood. But yeah, you drink it. Leilathia puts a cup on the floor. Moon's Shadow buries his snout in it, gulping it down. And his whole snout is red with blood. Who else drinks their drink?
Shrimp Stomp's going to attempt to, but he knows it's going to be the same gross stuff that it was.
Nynx tries to also.
Okay. Do you finish your drinks?
Slowly.
Yes.
Oh, you want to savor it?
No, I don't want to savor it. I'm just, it's...
He's avoiding it.
Yeah, it's like when your parents tell you to take your medicine and you're just kind of slowly sipping on the...
Yeah, I get you. Okay. Some of the gamblers in the room are mean mugging your group, specifically the goblin who has come into their town, and are kind of whispering to each other and pointing at Shrimp Stomp. One of them wanders by to get some more sake and looks down kind of dismissively on all of you. Why did you come to Ronwin? There's nothing for you here.
Thoradin, he's just going to look up. It's none of your goddamn business. Or, I'm sorry, none of your god's damn business.
None of your god's damn business. He kind of glares at you and shakes his head.
Back at him, daring him to do something.
Dare you? He says something in Mieri that you don't know.
Shrimp Stomp has learned his lesson not just to speak freely to strangers, and he's just going to stay quiet.
I am going to call him a bitch in solemnity.
Why?
In solemnity, he can't understand me.
He furrows his brow and kind of confused. You can tell he doesn't understand you, but he mean mugs you silently and goes back to sit with his friends. And you can see him telling each of them, and they're all looks like they're trying to figure out what does this word mean.
Well, that'll keep them busy for the rest of the night. And I'm gonna go back to eating my
Go back to eating your boar. Okay, well after a few minutes, as the gamblers are collaborating, one of them comes up. Who's not Mieri. He's an Irenar fellow. He thinks for a moment. You can see his lips moving. He's like, I think it means bitch. And that gambler about drops his sake. He leans back, his eyes grow wide, looking at Thoradin. You can audibly hear him from across the room. He called me a bitch. And some of those gamblers get up and start walking over to your group. About 3 of them.
Oh, I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
They stride up pretty quickly. Confront Thoradin.
So,
Confront who?
Thoradin.
Okay.
as they are doing,
They come up and just start beating.
I thought you said Boradin. That's why I asked.
I don't know who this
Thoradin.
Boradin is.
For our listeners who don't know, Boradin is part of our B team. You'll probably meet him someday.
Alternate universe.
So, as they are walking up, I'm going to notice this, and I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy.
Oh,
Just mutter it under my breath. And with every step they take, like from their perspective, the room starts to, like, darken. Like the candles, and when they start to, like, flicker in and out, and like it as they get closer to me, it just seems to, like, darken.
They, like, halfway over to you, they stop and look around, and the whole volume of the room, like, drops suddenly. And all the patrons are looking around, looking at the candle in front of them. What is going on? And there's sort of a worried murmur going around the room. They're going to make a perception check to see if they have any idea that you were the cause of that.
Quick, everybody act confused.
What?
One of them, the one that you called a bitch, is like laser focused on you. He doesn't know what's going on, but he thinks that you outsiders are to blame. The painted women come out of the back and are looking around, very confused. And one of the fishermen in the room is like, "It's the curse! Fuck this!" He scrapes together some of his winnings and starts heading for the door. Another fisherman, "Wait, let me see your cards." And he gets up and follows him out. What are the rest of you doing?
I look over at Thoradin and kind of give him a knowing smirk. I'm like, and I'm going to get ready to cast Prestidigitation again, like we did last time we were in a bar.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing the stench bomb again.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Why?
I'm getting ready to, in case they actually start something.
Oh, you're getting ready.
That will be my first opening move.
You're not letting it
You're
loose.
gonna fart on them?
I'm letting that bubble up in my stomach, that fresh boar. Get ready to lift up that right butt cheek.
Oh no, rancid. So these guys have kind of loose kimonos, shaved heads, a lot of tattoos. You know what, Galliot, make a perception check.
Let me just move all the stuff in the way of my... 30. 12. 15.
At 15.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of recognize some of these tattoos a little bit and just their ethnicity and clothes. And they kind of remind you of a group of basically pirates that call themselves sea bandits for some reason. You're pretty confident. Like a gang, almost. And some of the other men with those tattoos stand up in the back and they are talking amongst each other and trying to come up with some kind of a plan. And that man, the bitch, the man who is branded a bitch, he points at all of you and says, "You should leave our town. You don't belong here."
Thoradin is just going to turn his back to him, continue eating his boar.
In the dark.
Thoradin is going to straight up just ignore him. Because He's a bitch.
He's a bitch. I don't listen to bitches. The man to his right kind of nudges that guy. Are you going to let him do that to you? The bitch shakes his head. No. And they start speaking to each other in Minmieri, kind of quiet, sort of quietly. And they start to all leave the room in unison, just silently.
Another gang is mad at us.
This
Again.
This is not good.
Well, I think we should go to our rooms.
Yep.
Good idea.
Because if they come at us, we can bottle them in the door.
Nink climbs up the.
You're gonna love Mieri houses. The proprietress, or the bartender lady, if that's who she is going about the room, looking at the candles, looking outside, wondering why her place is cursed.
Oh no, I dismiss the.
Oh, you dismiss it?
Yeah.
Yeah, once they
She's
left.
even more confused now. Scratches her head.
I dismiss it at the as those guys are leaving.
Makes it look like they're the ones that are
Yeah.
cursed.
That's clever. 10 experience. That's very clever.
Yippee! Yay!
Are you gonna ask her where your room is?
Yes. Excuse me, madam. Would you be able
Yes.
to show us to our rooms?
Yes. Right this way.
Thank you.
She leads you out the back of the inn, and there's a little courtyard. Not fancy, but it is a little courtyard. And there's 3 large buildings. And she takes you over to one, and you see it is there's a little foyer, these big sliding doors. The whole building is divided in half, and there's 2 empty, very large rooms with like woven sleeping mats on the floor, a little fire pit in the ground, no beds. And all the walls are very, very thin material. And the partition between the 2 rooms are wood frames with some kind of thick paper. And she shows that there's some water can be retrieved in the courtyard.
Thoradin's gonna stand there for a second, like, what?
The thin panels of the walls, like Thoradin could tear that apart with probably his forehead.
Are these walls paper?
The inner partitions are paper. So when Shrimp Stomp farts during the night,
Yeah, I was about to
everyone's
ask
gonna hear
if
it.
Shrimp Stomp's
Probably
fart
everyone's gonna
bombs,
smell
if
it.
the stink could pass through the paper.
Melts the paper.
Something tells me this inn isn't going to be in one piece by morning.
Yes, it is. 'Cause we're not gonna.
Might not be up to us.
Yeah.
She bows and goes back inside.
I don't have anything. I don't have any spells or anything that'll help us in this situation.
Who's wounded?
I don't
I'm not.
know. I don't think.
We
I
were
don't think
wounded?
anybody is.
Okay,
I don't think we've
didn't
done
think
it.
so.
We didn't have any fights between the last time we slept.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a lot of RP, though.
All right. So 2 big rooms. Who's gonna be in which room?
I'm by myself.
You can take a whole room to yourself.
Well, I'm gonna commune with.
Oh, you got things to do before you settle in for the night?
Yes.
Okay. There's plenty of rafters in this place. Quite a bit of rafters.
I mean, I could probably just be in the rafter, not
Yeah.
necessarily in a room.
I thought that's what you might do.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be? I'll just grab you and throw you up there.
Wee. Wee. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
I assume that me and Delsinor will take up a room.
Yeah, you tend to. So does that mean and Leilathia is going to be elsewhere for the night? She's out doing whatever she's doing.
She never came back.
So Moon's Shadow is with her, with his red snout. So that means Thoradin and Galliot in the other room, and Nink's in the rafters of probably not Shrimp Stomp's room.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just in the rafters of some random room. Not Shrimp Stomps, though.
Not Shrimp Stomp. You find a few amenities like candles. You could make a fire in the fire pit if you wanted. It's actually not too bad, but probably the sleeping on a thin mat on the ground is probably uncomfortable too. You all.
Shrimp Stomp will go out to, I guess it's the well, and draw out some water.
Okay.
And he's going to take it back to his room. And he's going to take his hands and dip them in the water to see if they turn to blood.
No.
Okay. He's going to slowly actually wash his hands.
Really?
Yeah. To see if the water just stays water.
It stays water.
Okay. So he full on scrubs his hands completely clean, and nothing happens to the water. It turning blood.
It turns gross now.
Yeah,
with Shrimp Stomp's
it's very,
flesh in it.
very dingy.
Little fleas.
Yeah.
That's what else.
I imagine he's like, after he's on, he's like, "Ah!"
My hands are pink.
Yeah. Well, the room's dark, so he doesn't really see the color too much. But he completely washes his hands. The water stays non-bloody. But he gets confused a little bit about it. And like, okay, well, it's purely just for drinking that this curse, like,
seems to be.
And so he goes back outside. Is there any like animals in a pen or anything like that, or?
Not that you see, but you could like hear in the distance. You could hear like some goats.
He goes around to where maybe some mud is or whatever, and he goes ahead and fills his hands back up and gets them caked back up.
Nice. Gets them back in working order.
And then he goes back and gets ready to go to sleep.
Okay. Delsinora is reading in her spell book.
Were you going to put your hands in animal poop?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I wondered why, and that's why. That's horrible.
Absolutely
Stench is pride.
disgusting.
Stench is pride, that's right. Galliot, Thoradin, what are y'all gonna do as you get ready to rest?
How was the weather?
It's laying perfectly on his back.
So what is that thing that you've been using? Your weapon, boy.
Oh. It's just a fishing spear. It's really nothing fancy. I've also got a belaying pin that I stole from one of my ships.
Oh, what now?
Pull it out.
Don't think I've ever seen something like that before.
It's just something you tie ropes around to secure everything. It's pretty sturdy.
It's like a little club, if I recall, with a peg.
Well, if you want, I can make you a proper weapon.
He just threw shade at your shitty weapon.
Well, I mean, it's
a belaying pin.
Yeah. It's all like makeshift weapons, so it's like what?
What are you good at? What are you good with?
What's your proficiency?
A sword, hammer, spear.
Simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords.
All right. Well,
Used to take sword fighting lessons.
how does a sword sound then?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
I miss carrying one around, so.
Give me a little bit, and I'll get you one. And I am going to go ahead and start setting out all my stuff.
Nice.
And I am going to go ahead and cast. I'm going to go ahead and channel my divinity and use Artisan's Blessing. And So Thoradin, he'll sit on the floor. Actually, he's going to do this around the fire pit, so as not to accidentally maybe burn the building down.
Paper building.
It's quite flammable.
And you'll see, kind of a glowing, like, whitish blue light appear in front of Thoradin, and he's going to, use a bit of steel that he has. Yeah, some steel scraps. And this is going to take an hour, so don't disturb him.
Shut up, Galliot. You be
Mr.
absolutely silent.
But inside this like glowing, whitish blue orb, you'll see this scrap of metal start like bending and contorting, lengthening out.
That's really cool. I'm pretty sure Galliot's just gonna sit and watch, so.
And that is what Thoradin is going to do for now.
Okay. So while Thoradin is magically forging that sword, Nynx, you said you were going to...
Nynx
Do
had
something?
found a window. Is the moon full, or
There's plenty of flimsy windows that are just slid open. They're
Yes.
pretty big, too, so a man could crawl through them easily.
is the moon full, or
Roll a d20.
that is a 6?
6. We'll say it's waning.
Okay, that will work. Is it headed? That means it's headed more towards a new moon, right? Or headed towards the full? I always forget.
That's heading towards new moon, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken.
It's perfect.
Waxing's bigger, waning is smaller.
Yeah, waning
Okay.
is the illuminated area is decreasing.
Okay, so it's close.
Close.
Getting to a new moon.
Yes. She's comfortable with that. So she's going to get out her cards.
Lay him on the windowsill.
She has lit her candles because usually, she does a big circle, but because limited area,
Mm-hmm.
she just kind of creates a half moon.
Appropriate.
So, she takes a little bit of the sand that she's been collecting
Okay.
that nobody really, because she collects things
Did you collect that out of the footprints or just in general?
just in general.
Okay.
No, she wasn't about to go anywhere near those footprints.
Okay, my memory doesn't serve.
Yeah, she was not about that life.
Not about that life.
So, and she draws another moon to where it all kind of coincides.
Okay.
And she takes not her fighting deck, but her other deck, and she shuffles it. And then she separates it into 4
Okay.
decks. And then she shuffles all 4 of those decks 3 times. And she doesn't take the top card, but she counts 1, 2, 3, and she grabs the 4th card.
Okay.
And then she flips that one over, starting from her left and working her way to the right. So,
What are you, is this with the Earth Mother?
yes,
What is your intent?
she is wanting to get answers as to why one Fae monarch, because she doesn't know if it's a queen or king,
Mm-hmm.
would want to rid or cause harm to another.
Okay.
Because in her mind, in a way, because they both belong in water, maybe it was some sort of because she's going by how it was in her community growing up, it was some sort of territorial rivalry or a sibling rivalry,
Mm-hmm.
this sibling took over because this sibling, and so not only was it a rivalry between belief systems, but once this sibling like did what that other one, then it like started branching off into these other sub-religions,
Sure, yeah.
whatever. So she's like, is this just a territorial thing? Is it a change of tide, so to speak?
Am I correct in thinking that you're talking about the Fey Queen and then the creature that you just met down on the beach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like maybe they were siblings or one and the same and somehow it split into two, or like
Gotcha.
she has, just from her knowledge, she's not 100% as to why one would want to cause harm to the other.
Okay. The first card that you come across gives you kind of the feeling, an affirmation of the absolute separation between the Fae and whatever the divine is. And by that I mean the gods, whether or not they're a race or a type of creature, very different. And you get the sense that they're somewhat opposed in some ways. Your second card,
Hold on.
we need to make a system where we can like roll these, like get a list of cards and like roll randomly and see what we can pull out of that.
Oh, I
That'd
have
be
a
cool.
tarot deck. I can always bring
You want
it.
to use the actual tarot? We should do that. The second card you get depicts something that you interpret as a protector, and kind of the vision that you receive shows that the proper Fae Queen is actually protecting everyone from something very dark and very bad and very mysterious, represented as almost stars in a dark sky.
Okay.
The third card reveals to you a usurper, a betrayer, this other thing that is not Fae is trying to stab this protector in the back. And you interpret that to be Vendel, the shore god, has appeared and is threatening this protector.
Can you spell that? V-E-N.
Vendel.
Oh, Vendul,
Okay. He's the shore.
the shore god, the supposedly dead shore god.
Okay.
The fourth card, because there's four, right? 4 decks. The fourth card reveals to you a group of people who have been fooled, have been tricked, and they're being taken in by this evil god that is trying to stab the Fae Queen in the back. And thus, the Fae Queen is angry at the allies of the shore god.
Put God inside. Okay.
So the vibe you get is that they're fighting because the Fae Queen is occupied with a task she is there to do. And suddenly this usurper shows up in her backyard, on her other flank, creating an entire new front to the war. And the people, whether they know it or not, are helping or being deceived by the shore god. You begin to wonder if this whole revocation of the Fae Queen's blessing from Ronwin might be more involving trying to take resources away from her new enemy. And just yesterday, you heard a priest down by the beach talking to the people about the blessings the shore god is giving us. The other gods won't listen. The Fae Queen curses us. But this shore god, he's coming back and he's going to save us, the enemy of the Fae Queen. You get the impression the Fae Queen isn't being depicted quite accurately.
And the other guy is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Wolf in sheep's clothing, very deceptive. And the people are just playing right into his hand and being maybe used as weapons against the Fae Queen, whose back is turned because she's dealing with some other threat. very distant threat.
And really, you could say that since we saw him take the form of Umira, he very well could have taken the form of the Short Queen, and he's the one that's actually... So he's playing both sides.
It would be in Vendel's best interest for everyone to hate the Fey Queen.
So when everybody thinks that it's the Fey Queen that has cursed the town...
Everyone refers to it as a curse because that's the most straightforward option. But every time you commune, it's clear to you that she has just revoked her blessing. She has not cursed anyone.
But it very well could have been that. Yeah, I was going to say that it was actually the short god that did it.
The question has already been raised. Why did the Fey Queen, quote unquote, curse an entire village in the way that she did? But yet when Thoradin talked shit about her, suddenly everyone is instantly plagued by this seemingly deadly curse. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Why would she be so, quote unquote, lenient on a village that stole one of her people, but not kill everyone? But yet Thoradin talks shit and all of a sudden you're cursed. That doesn't make sense.
So that has to be some different force.
It sounds like Vendel, the shore god, trying to make you hate the Fey Queen.
Exactly.
And cursing you when you curse her name.
See, and that's the way Nynx is taking it, is that we're being deceived by Vendel, especially after seeing him take the shape of Umira.
And the footprints of Satoan and Umira.
And that.
Taking Thoradin's offering to Satoan and corrupting it into something else and putting it right back in his tracks as a weapon against the Fae. It seems like y'all are being deceived by this thing at every turn.
So with that knowledge, the one that seems most level-headed is Thoradin. Even though she knows that Thoradin doesn't always believe what Nynx is saying, but she thinks that maybe in this one instance, she can get through to him because it had to do with Satoan and an offering that he had given her, or that he had given Satoan because he felt that it was the best way to show reverence. And then this god turned around and took something that he meant as an offering, even in when he knows that Satoan has done X, Y, and Z for whatever reason we don't know, and completely 100% corrupted it and turned it into basically garbage. Not really garbage, but
evil.
Yeah. And he was hoping that Thoradin would use it, but Thoradin was brave enough and smart enough to say, you know what? I see your tricks. You can have this POS back.
Bitch.
Mic drop and turn around and leave. Basically, Thoradin did a mic drop move, and
he sure did.
I think Nynx knows that even in the times where her and Thoradin have butted heads, Thoradin has kind of listened. And not necessarily 100% believed it, but at least acknowledged it. And might not have put stock in it, but still, in his little way, put it in the back of his mind, and it's like that's how you believe. And so Nynx, with that, she curls up in her little circle, her little moon circle, and goes to sleep.
On the windowsill?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Well, Nynx is curled up on the windowsill. Thoradin is making a sword for Galliot. Shrimpstomp, didn't you go to sleep already?
Yes.
Okay.
In the time that all of this has been happening, he did what he was doing, and then he has now gone to bed.
Okay. Well, as the party hunkers down for the night, we're going to pick up next time on episode 39 and find out what happens next.
You can follow us on Twitter/X at GoblinHouseST.
You can follow us on Facebook at Goblin House Studios. We also have our Twitch, which is also Goblin House Studios, and it has all of the links to our Discord and our Snapchat and our
TikTok, too.
which is Goblin House STU.
Thanks, everybody.
Please like, subscribe, download, etc. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.